day. Today we are talking about the 5 financial personality types and how it influences your financial decisions. The first personality type is the big spender. Big spenders love nice cars, new gadgets, and brand name clothing. People with a spending personality aren't typically bargain shoppers. They are fashionable and always looking to make a statement. This often means a desire to have the latest and the greatest mobile phone, the biggest television, and a beautiful home. When it comes to keeping up with the Joneses, big spenders are the Joneses. They are comfortable spending money. They don't fear debt and often take big risks when investing. How to recognize a big spender? They live in the moment. They are focused on what is happening right now. They are willing to part with their cash because now is important, and they like to make memories. They love to buy things for other people. They are the gift givers of life. They get a thrill from the purchase. They buy now and ask later, could I really afford it? They will never let finances get into the way of living life to the fullest. What are the drawbacks to being a big spender? They usually have a weak self-control and the inability to gauge what their situations will be like further down the line. They use credit and put off planning for the future. This leads them to having trouble with saving even when they try. They also feel regular guilt or depression about overspending. A spender walks into a store without a list and without limits. They do not do research to find a good deal. They don't differentiate between wants and needs. Spenders don't think, much less talk through a purchase with their partners. A spender can put together a mean budget and he can have great intentions to sticking to it, but they rarely do. Now we get the saver. Savers are the exact opposite of big spenders. They turn off the lights when leaving the room. They close the refrigerator door quickly to keep in the cold. They shop only when necessary and rarely make purchases with credit cards. They generally have no debts and may be viewed as cheapskates. Savers are not concerned about following the latest trends, and they derive more satisfaction from reading the interest on a bank statement than from acquiring something new. Savers are conservative by nature and they don't take big risks with their investments. How do we recognize a saver? They get a genuine rush from saving money. They are organized, responsible, and trustworthy when it comes to money. They plan for their future. They rarely spend impulsively. Savers will scour the internet for bargains, plan every detail of a vacation, and make sure that they have the money in hand before making any purchases. They avoid credit card debt like it's head lice. They hate paying interest and they would rather settle a debt immediately. What is the drawbacks of being a saver? Savers often come across as cheapskates, and this could cause harm to their personal relationships. Their refusal to spend money and almost exclusively focus on the future could also cause them to miss out on the satisfaction and the joy in the present. If you are a saver and your partner isn't, your resistance to spending money can take the fun out of everything, from seeing a movie to going on vacation. Savers are in fact obsessed with money. Savers love to talk about money, think about money, and worry about money. The money obsession can also get so annoying to the saver's partner that he or she no longer wants to be part of the financial conversations. The shopper. A single shopper can go from an indecisive shopper to an emotional shopper or even to a brand-driven shopper. A brand-driven shopper can also become more of a reluctant shopper if they begin to feel like their purchases lack value. How do we recognize the shopper? You tend to spend money on things you don't necessarily need. You have an outgoing personality and love treating people to something special, or sometimes for no particular reason at all. When you're in emotional distress, your solution to spend, especially for immediate gratification. What are the drawbacks of being a shopper? Shoppers will sometimes continue to shop even if they are already over-indebted. They might try to hide their shopping from their friends and family, and in severe cases they could be close to bankruptcy if they continue to spend more than what they earn. The debtor. Debtors simply don't spend much time thinking about their money and don't keep tabs on what they have spent or where. Debtors generally spend more than they earn, are deeply indebted, and they don't put much thought into investing. How do we recognize a debtor? Debtors aren't trying to make a statement with their expenditures, and they don't shop to entertain or to cheer themselves up. They usually have many credit cards and loans and would easily buy another car even if they have one already. They don't just think about it carefully. The drawbacks of being a debtor. Debtors generally spend more than they earn and are deeply in debt while not putting much thought into investing. You could end up being so over-indebted that you stand a chance to lose everything you have because you cannot pay for everything in the long run. Investors. Investors are consciously aware of money. They understand their financial situations and they try to put their money to work. How do we recognize an investor? Regardless of their current financial standing, investors tend to seek a day when passive investments will provide sufficient income to cover all of their expenses. Their actions are driven by careful decision-making, and their investments reflect the need to take a certain amount of risk in pursuit of their goals. What an investor needs to know. As an investor, you need to identify and be aware of your level of confidence, anxiety, impulsiveness, and carefulness as they relate to how they can affect your investment decision and consequently how you react to investment gains and losses. Understanding your money personality is the first step towards financial health, helping you uncover your approach to spending, saving, and investing, and where you need to take action. In relationships, it seems that opposites attract when it comes to financial personalities. In many cases, savers and spenders wind up together, which means that they can be at odds with each other when trying to make and manage their joint finances. Thank you.